So Sandarshan Singh Ji Maharaj saying, on that journey, first there needs to be awakening. If there's no awakening, then you can't go on the journey, because then you don't know where to go. So the awakening is needed for us to realize, where are we going to go? What are the steps that we are going to take? What is needed by us to get to our goals? And that is the first step in truly fulfilling the purpose of this human existence. This life is not to be in the world only, this life is to gain spiritually. And that's what Master Darshan through his verses tells us. The second verse I want to take is, when we are spiritually awakened and we are in the presence of the spiritual master, then the joy in being in that state and the joy of being with the master and the blessings and the grace that we receive is what Sandarshan Singh Ji Maharaj talks about in the next verse. He's saying, खाक से ताबा क्या कशां हमने तो जब किया सफ़र इश्क मिला कदम कदम हुस्न मिला नज़र नज़र. So he's saying, when I travel from the earth to the Milky Way, I've found love at every step and beauty in every glance. So the joy of coming in contact with the Master Power and then being able to experience the unfolding of the spiritual energy within, the light and sound of God, is what the second step of a journey is. And he's saying, when I travel from the earth to the Milky Way, sometimes when I travel from the earth to the heavenlies, when I travel inside, when I went on the inner spiritual journey. He's not talking about the outer spiritual journey or the outer journey, he's talking about the inner spiritual journey. So he's saying, when the attention of the Master was given to me and the single or the third eye was open, then through the help and the grace of the Master Power, I started to take my attention away from the world outside, focus within. And as I focused within, I was able to cross the inner skies, the inner moon, the inner sun, and get to what is called the radiant or the ethereal form of the Master. And then the Master, that radiant form of the Master within, took me on the spiritual journey. And when I went on that spiritual journey, when I traveled from the earth to the Milky Way, he said, I found love at every step and beauty in every glance. The journey within is a journey of love. The journey within is a journey of light. And that realization only comes in when we go on the spiritual journey. It's not that we read about it, it's the experience on being on the spiritual journey that makes us realize that this state is a state which brings a lot of happiness and joy. We experience it ourselves. It's not that someone tells us. We experience the joy ourselves. As we experience the joy ourselves, then we are uplifted. As we are uplifted, then we are going to enjoy it by ourselves. The thing about experience is that the one who has the experience is with them. No one needs to convince them. They experience whatever they experience, they know what they experience, and that's what becomes something that they can have faith in. When someone else has an experience and tells you something, then you wonder. But when you experience something on your own, then that experience stays with you. And that experience becomes a part of your own growing up and experiencing the journey of life. And so Sandarshan Singh Ji Maharaj is telling us that when a disciple, when one goes on the spiritual journey, then this is a journey of love. This is a journey of light. This is a journey of beauty. And the realization that this whole universe is based on the principle of love sets in. If we give love, we get love in return. And to give love is to be able to experience the joys of being alive.